quick follow-up to the Forgotten Island video with the Baybayin, where I said that a bunch of it was, gibberish. I think we finally figured out what it actually says, because a lot of comments have suggested things that really helped me out. So on the buko cart, we figured out that the first letter that was like not an actual letter was meant to be a D, because it does look like a D, it just is missing a mark that connects the two lines. It's supposed to be a D. So with that, we can read, I said John Will, but then somebody suggested, like, because the director's name is Januel, it's probably Janwells. And again, part of the confusion is that they use crosses for this one and they don't use crosses for the other signs, which means they're completely inconsistent throughout all of this Baybayin, which is absolutely annoying. But we figured it out. So it's Janwells, and then the second word is unbiakable. If we read it with crosses, if we read it with like the proper syllable markers, it would be unbiakable, which is not a word, and yet in Taglish, if you mix Tagalog and English together, you can say unbiakable, which basically biak means to break or to split. And that's how you open up buko. If you've ever seen a buko cart, if you've ever seen a coconut seller, they would usually have this giant knife that they use to split the buko open so that you can drink from it and you can eat the insides. And the word for that in Tagalog is biak, which is like, if you say it's unbiakable, that's a Taglish word that just means unbreakable or unsplittable. So it's a fun little sight gag that basically tells you that this buko cart is completely useless because they can't open the buko. So they're just selling you buko that can't break. And it's like, the point of having buko in the first place is you can break it open and drink from it or eat from it. So the fact that they are selling unbiakable buko, it's useless. And that makes it a really funny sight gag. If it made any sense, if they wrote the D properly, that would be super funny. If they're consistent with their Baybayin, that would be super funny. But they're not! It's fine though, it's fine. They did the research, they did enough research so you can actually read it. It's not just like actual gibberish, which I appreciate. But I'm still like mad. Because like, what do you mean you're not using crosses in some signs, but you're using crosses in other signs? What do you mean you're like changing the rules of your Baybayin across different signs in the same scene? What do you mean? Anyway, it's not gibberish, but it's certainly not easy to read because they're not following consistent rules in their Baybayin. And it took me and a bunch of other suggested comments by people who are also amazing, who also can read Baybayin, because there are a few of us. It's not a common talent, but it does exist across the... And it's easy to learn. It's easy to learn when you know Tagalog. It's easy to learn. So, all that to say, it's very confusing because they're not following the same rules, but it is readable, which is really cool.